So here is the first suggestion for the design of the additional functionality that is going to be needed in that talks or presentations table for the admin interface. So basically there are three things that we need to do on that table. We need to be able to sort the table, we need to be able to search for stuff, and we need to be able to filter the content. So I made a list of all the columns that are on that table, and I put the three types of functionality, the sorting, the filtering, and the search, and I marked the ones that apply. So the sorting we can discuss. It's just like a first go. I'm not sure how much value there is on sorting by state when I can actually filter by it. And then the filtering and the search. We would use search when for free text fields essentially, so the title of the talk and the speakers, and then we would use filtering for those columns that have a set of valid values, things like the day, the room, the track, or the state and the progress. So the search, hopefully we can make it work. As in the front end, so you filter the content of the table as you type a string on the search field, and if that's the case, then we will not need a search button. But what we need to check is how well that performs, because FOSDEM, for example, has quite a lot of talks. So, and if this type of functionality does not perform well, if there is too much lag, it becomes unusable quite quickly. So I think we're going to have to implement it and see how it goes, and then decide if it performs well enough to work like that. And that would be for the title of the presentation, and then for the speakers as well. And then there are the filters. The filters, there are two types of filters, and there are very simple filters like the date. So the conference is bound to last 2, 3, 4 days. So you can have a list of dates in there, and you can select on the select with checkboxes, and they apply, and that will filter or will show you the talks only the selected days. And the progress is like this as well, because there are only 5 progress states. But then the room, the track, and the state have many more values. So there are about 30 rooms, I think, in FOSDEM. I don't know, there might be about 50 tracks or something like that. There are also quite a few states for the videos. So for those, the filters need to be a little bit more complicated. So what they have is, again, a list of checkboxes for you to select one or more, but this list needs to be scrollable because there are quite a lot of things in there. And then what we have there is a search input field. So these works exactly like the searching here. So as you type, we do string matching, and we filter out the number of entries in here based on the matches with the string that you've typed. And then I can select the ones that I want to filter by, and then I hit apply. And it's the same with the track, so I can type my tracks in there, and it's the same with the progress. No, sorry, not with the progress, but with the state. The tracks, I have some kind of def room and main kind of code words in there, which means that I can very quickly search here for def room and get a list of all the def rooms if that's what I want to see. I thought that might be useful. I don't know. So those, and the filters, those complex filters would work very much like this one in here. So this filter here has a list of these things called bundles. There are quite a lot of them, so the list scrolls, and each of them has a checkbox that you can tick. So you can select one of more. And I here have that search box, so I can type an F, and then I get 4 and 5, and I can take, if I type an extra O, I get only bundle 4. And then I can select what we want, and then I apply the filter. So it will work exactly like one of these. Those are the filters. We have the add talk functionality. Deleting, you will need to do, I'm expecting that it's not something very common, and it's also something quite dangerous. So we want to make it, a little bit hard, and that probably will be done from the talk page. So you'll have to click on the edit button, and then, or the opening ceremony title, and then you will see the edit page. And then finally the sorting. The sorting, I'm hoping we can keep it very simple. I'm hoping that we will not need to combine sorting criteria, which means that we can just use the headings to sort. So if I click on dating here, I will get the talk sorted by date and start time. And if I click again on date, the order is reversed and I get them in inverse chronological order. So it would be something like this. Now, if we feel that there is a need for us to combine sorting criteria, then we're going to have to scrap this design and do something completely different. And finally, the other thing that I have on my list is that people need to be able to override the state. And if this is something that we want to do, we want to make quick and quite easy or something important, it could be done from the table itself. So we can turn this state into little drop-down menus, and then when you click, you get all these states and you can select one of them, another one of them. We might need to force this list to scroll, but if people are familiar with those values and they know what they're looking for, this could be a quick way of doing it.